everybody. It's Saturday night again. Yeah,
Saturday night date night.
that's right. You're having a double date here with Helen. So thank you all for being here with us tonight. Helen and I are both just a little bit frustrated with lots of different things, mostly SCOTUS and political stuff. But we're here tonight to shed some light on some things, if possible, to ask your opinions about it, and also to do some readings. If you have anything you'd like to know about, whether it be personal or political or sociology or psychology, or I don't know, whatever. So welcome.
Just don't ask me anything about physics, and we're good.
Oh, well, okay. Okay, no, me either. Or math with me.
Oh, I've just had it with everything and everybody.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So yes, if you have not yet listened to Helen, and we're doing one of her book previews, you should watch the one she had today. I haven't yet watched it myself, but I know the book she's using. And she makes a very poignant point that perhaps what's located in that book is more important than anything else we would ever need to worry about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it
And
at
it gives you perspective, right?
that. It does. It surely does. Yeah. But all right. So let's just say hi to a few of these fine folks for being here with us tonight. Hi, Janet, Bora Bora, and Sherry's here. And I hope you're doing well, Sherry. I know you have your show tonight, and Helen's going to join you later. So I hope you have a great show. Denise Fletcher's here, Kay Muldoon, and let's see who else is here. Laura Hammond Davis, Suzanne Grigsby, Vicki Howell, Anya Ashdown, Charlie Sage of Fire, and we've got Jamie Sheridan. Nice to see you, Jamie. Davy Jones. Not the monkeys, Davy Jones, right? Okay.
Isn't he dead?
I hope not.
Well, he could be. If he is, he could still be with us. You know, maybe he is here.
Yes. Tammy Jackson, Mary Starshine, and Jay Cat Lady, Jamie Johnson, Annie Hamlet. Okay, your relationship you want, Davy? Okay. Carol Lamb, Paula Ravita. You took a vacation from politics over the weekend, Anya? Well, you're smart.
How does Anya spell her name?
Anja, but she pronounces it Anya. Yeah.
I have a daughter, Anya. But it's Irish, and it's Aine.
Oh, very nice.
Because in Irish, you know that the Irish love to torture everybody. You cannot pronounce anything when you see it in Gaelic.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. And Carol Lamb said she likes the last two shows you did on ETs and UFOs. So,
those are my favorite. Thank you.
Yeah, mine too. Kathy McClintock is here. Wiki's here. And Dr. Ann. Hi, Dr. Ann.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. And we have M. Steve here. And Deb Zarko's here. Oh, Deb, I posted that you did your soul reading with me today and how wonderful it is. And so, yes, I put it on my community page so everybody can know about it. How wonderful. Karen Robinson's here. Let's see, Nancy, and let's see. Oh, she says, really, my name has been a source of consternation her whole life. That's why she changed.
Wonder what is it? Eastern European, Anya?
Yeah, let her know what it is. Yeah,
I'm so nosy. I have to know.
That's all right. That's all right. Paula always here. Dr. Ann said she watched the super long interview with the woman who wrote the book you posted, Helen.
Oh, the Dorothy Kilgallen book. Uh-huh. Yeah, Sarah Jordan Hines.
Oh, okay.
Lovely person.
You just get the most interesting book people and such on your channel. So
isn't it lucky? Yeah, I'm always astounded at how willing people are to come and do it. Anya, but the J, Russian, you're Danish. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Hi, Sonia J. It's nice to see you. You're bringing us into the shower? Okay, Carol. We won't tell.
We won't look.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here. And we're going to talk about a couple of things. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you too. And we're going to talk about, first of all, I was telling Helen before we came on that my husband wanted to watch a documentary. It's on the Tubby channel,
Mm, yeah,
TUBI. It's
yeah.
called Bad Faith, and it's about Christian nationalism. And Helen said, "You've been preaching that for ever and ever," but it really brings you to the idea of the Project 2025,
Yeah.
which nobody's talking about
It's
except
been
Joy.
going on for 60 years.
I
Yeah.
know. Now they're saying that it might be taken down off the internet because too many people are finding it, and it might become a problem
Too
for the religion.
late.
I know. Very true. That's very true. Uh-huh. So yeah, if you are interested in learning about that would be a wonderful thing to check out, although you might get mad watching it. So
Can I recommend somebody who's an
sure, of course.
expert? Okay.
Yeah.
So I had this young woman on my channel because of her expertise. Her name is Andra Watkins, and it's spelled like it sounds. She has a Substack called How Project 2025 Will Ruin Your Life. She was raised a white Christian nationalist. She
Uh-huh.
disavows any of that, but she said she was chilled to the bone the first time she started to read Project 2025 and recognized the coded language. It
Right.
speaks to fundamentalist, reactionary, radical right wing people, theocrats. It speaks to them.
Hmm.
Looks like ordinary English, but there's phraseology and choice of words that mean something double to them.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. Oh, things keep moving fast. Hold on a second. Yes, the Orange Menace has said that. Wait a minute. I just can't get there. My apologies. The Orange Menace is claiming ignorance of it, and yet what he said was, "I've never heard of it before, but I don't agree with some of the things in it." So come on, how can you not hear of it and know about things in
One
it?
question, one question. Did he open his mouth? Then it was a lie. Okay. I just,
That's very, very true. Yep.
oh,
Yep.
and look at the card that just popped up.
Oh, the devil.
FYI.
Okay. Yep. That's beautiful. Oh, post her Substack name, of course. So, Helen, is it Irish Granny on Substack? Is that what it is?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Andrew Watkins, I think she means,
Oh,
who has the Project 2025 critique. It's called How Project 2025 Will Ruin Your Life. Now, or
okay.
you can go on to Substack's website and type in Andra Watkins, Andra Watkins, like it sounds, or How Project 2025 Will Ruin Your Life, which was not the original title. Replace the word ruin with something that starts with an F, but her friends made her change it.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are very sensitive about that. That's
Oh,
true.
please,
I
please.
Hello to everybody who's just come in. But yes, Andrew Watkins is somebody that was involved in sort of that Christian community, and
Yeah,
knows, like Helen said, knows the buzzwords and things.
he was
He,
raised in it. Yeah,
it was,
like Jesse Dollamore, he's got a channel and a podcast. He and his wife were both raised white Christians, supremacist
right.
nationalists, and have rejected it and are
Yep.
Wisconsin
Yep.
yesterday.
Very true. So I did hear, Paula, that he did a great job in Wisconsin yesterday. He also did a great job talking to reporters on the tarmac about the fact that you told me I couldn't win in 2020. You told me that we wouldn't do well in 2022 and blah, blah, blah. He was very good at it. Again, I don't think it's his strong suit for now. And I know that some people are calling for him to step down. Um,
Too
I
late.
personally, yeah, it's too late. It's too late. It just is. Yeah,
We just
it's
have to support him because he's the
yeah,
candidate. And
yeah, yeah,
could there be other choices? Sure, there could. At this point, this
yep,
is what the card. Pardon the pun. The cards we've been dealt, and there are many worse choices. There's no
yeah.
candidate who's perfect. I have a Substack called
Yes, you
Ask
do.
Your Irish Granny, and
Okay.
it's a advice column, basically, except nobody has any drama in their lives, and I haven't gotten very many questions lately, so I did a little bit of a self-defense on the card readings we did the other day. People misunderstood. My friend Nate and I did cards, and they weren't terribly encouraging, but our discussion was about the things that we were upset about the debate, et cetera, et cetera. Never once did we say that we didn't like Joe Biden and that he should be replaced. We never said that. We said we did not know what the solution was, and given the alternative, he's smelling like a rose, So I wrote a little bit of an explanation to clarify for people who thought that we spent the whole time bashing Biden. No, it's just a clear-eyed evaluation of what we saw, and what are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
I think that it's really hard to stay make everybody happy with whatever is read here.
Yeah.
And it isn't our intention to make everybody, chicken little, the sky is falling.
No.
It isn't our intention ever to do that. It's not also our intention to just say everything's fine, it's wonderful, because sometimes some things aren't wonderful, and so it's better to be truthful. But I feel really, really badly that you were hammered by some of the
no, it's fine, because a couple of people were all snarky, but you know what, I raised 5 teenage girls. Come at me. Okay.
I know you can handle it, Helen. I do know that about you. So I know that. Hi, Tea Garden Chicken. It's nice to see you. Arlene, I just watched Unfit documentary on Trump. It explains his mental state, which and I said to Helen, why aren't people calling for him to step down? He's got 34 felonies, and and he's trying to ride this SCOTUS wave thing, and it's really sickening. It really is.
There are any number of progressive channels that have cobbled together short videos of Trump raving like a lunatic and making absolutely no sense and not being able to actually even say words in any language. And you don't see those being talked about.
Yeah, no, you don't. And I'm sorry, Sherry, I can't turn my thing up because it's up as loud as it can. I'll try to talk a little louder. Anyway, the media is playing on our fear, and they're not bringing up what needs to be brought up, which
That's
is
right. That's right.
And some of the other things, because they are all owned by, a lot of them are owned by MAGA, and they have their agenda. And my husband is saying, and it's so true, they're going where the money is. They say, what is exciting to the media about talking about an old man who's running for re-election that does good things? That doesn't make people jazzed up, but the other does. And that actually makes me so angry, because even some of my favorites, like Rachel Maddow and Aley Velshi, have said things that just aren't like what they usually say. And so anyway.
Well, do you remember the name Les Moonves?
Oh no.
Okay, he's was in charge of, I don't know what the title, I think of CBS, and he came out before 2016, maybe it was 2020, one of the debacles, and said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, Trump may be horrible, but he's great for ratings.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Everybody wants to hear it, and they're giving him all the coverage. And so if you get all the coverage, then you make all the money, and so yeah. Anyway, it's important that we recognize that. And so
one of the I want to say something. I agree that the media are slanted, and you have to be judicious about what you're listening to and what you're paying attention to. And equally as important, you have to stay informed. So how do you determine what's going to be valuable information as opposed to what's going to undo you psychologically? Well, You got to
Yeah.
put starch in your spine, number one. Number two, we have to stand up. We absolutely have to defend democracy no matter what. And I think two things help me: humor and anger. And a lot of people would say the anger is not good, but you know what? You have righteous anger. I'm not saying that I'm Jesus. Don't take this
Oh,
wrong,
no,
but
no, no.
Jesus in the temple. Against the money lenders in the temple.
Yeah.
That anger against what is wrong, what is a crime against natural law, and
Right.
that's what's happening, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
we just have to get tough. And I understand if it's too much, you take some time out. I don't watch, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all that stuff. I'll put on YouTube late at night and I'll look for the 5 minute, little condensed version of what's going on. Oh, Julie Chen, that's right. What was she? Survivor? No, Big Brother. Now there's an Orwellian show.
Absolutely. That is definitely true. And yes, Tammy, absolutely. And I don't sit and watch the news. It's just that I like to be informed of certain things, and so that I don't sound like I'm completely an idiot when it comes to talking about current events. I will tell you this: I am so excited that they voted the way they voted in the UK, and their new prime
Mind
minister.
blowing.
Oh my God. So there is hope for us all.
Oh
It
yeah,
makes me very
yeah,
hopeful. Yeah. And they've been
yeah.
dealing with this, what, 13 or 14 years, with the Conservative Party.
Well, God, I keep thinking. I think Tony Blair is not a whole lot better than the conservatives. It goes all the way
Right.
back to Margaret Thatcher and Reagan. Those
Uh-huh.
abominable years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's no excuse for right-leaning slant when providing. Well, this is actually what happened when Ronald Reagan was president. He's the one that actually started a lot of this Christian nationalism. It started with him,
The moral
and
majority.
yeah, the moral majority, and then the
It
heritage
started
tradition.
before him. It started with
Well,
Goldwater. It started
that's
before
true.
Goldwater, but
Yeah.
a kind of a knee-jerk reaction against FDR because he was a communist, don't you know? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was another thing I said to Helen. If you studied FDR, you know that the man was he was crippled for many, many years. I'm probably saying handicapped. I know it's not the right word I was using, but if he was handicapped, and Eleanor had to take care of a lot of things, and he had people that worked with him, and his brain was fine, and he could make decisions, and because he had all of the things in his arsenal that he would remember and help, and that's kind of what Joe's doing. I know people are saying, no, he's got brain fog or what. No, he doesn't. He's just he wants to go to bed at 8 o'clock, and Barack Obama used to, so when he was a
Well, I
lot
think I
younger.
think we have to be honest. He's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the same person he was 4 years ago. He's
Yeah.
older. He's slower in coming to an opinion and a point of view. Does that
Right.
make him incapable of the job? No, he's done a fabulous job.
He has.
It makes
Yeah.
him not quick on the trigger debating a psychopath
Debating.
and a liar,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
who could?
Correct. Yeah.
I am very concerned about the people that are telling him to step down.
I know. Makes me upset. Yeah, I'm not happy with it. Uh, Jo, Reagan let the moral majority into the government. Before that, they were a fringe group. Yes, well, this particular show that I just watched said they were not really upset about abortion. They took
No,
that up. They took that up later.
yeah,
It
because
was
they
it was
figured they
kind of
could rally around more voters if they would appeal to the fundamentalists by making abortion a moral question. I think 80
right.
plus percent of fundamentalist Christians were fine with it before this
Yes,
whole
they were.
thing
They
started.
were.
Yeah, yeah.
Something happened, and they were going to take away the tax exemption, I think, from the churches at some point, and that's when the guys all got together, Falwell and all those other folks, and they just decided, well, we can't win on this, so we're going to do this. We're going to try it this way, and that's what instigated it. So very interesting. And plus, a lot of those people weren't voting before. And then as time has gone on, they vote the way their minister tells them to vote. Yeah. That is scary. That's Jimmy Jones.
You've heard my story about that, right?
You did.
Sitting in the bathroom at the Independent Bible Church, recording on my phone. Because it's like North Korea. They have loudspeakers everywhere, and they pump their sermons into the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So creepy. So
creepy. It is very creepy. Uh-huh. Yep. And you're absolutely right. But most of us now are watching Midas Touch and a few others that are on YouTube instead of even thinking about going to the mainstream media. And, we're finding that they're the ones that are telling us what we need to know.
And you never know. Rick Wilson.
Yeah.
Big time Republican operative for decades and decades and decades, is one of in the forefront of fighting for democracy right now. So right. I almost didn't want to listen to him in 2016 when he was talking about Trump. Mm-hmm. I perked up when I heard the title of his book, Everything Trump Touches Dies.
Uh-huh.
I thought, okay, maybe he has some points to make. Well,
him and Steve Schmidt, they really came a full circle, and they're amazing. They're both.
Yeah.
Who was talking in this particular documentary as well? So.
Oh, was he? Oh, he's so funny.
Yep. So let's see. Oh, leave it to Craig, who watches lots of old films. He says if you watch Inherit the Wind, Trump did what Matthew Harrison Brady did. Kept lying, but his lies don't hold up in court. Yep. Oh, you're right.
Unless, of course, the judge.
Anyway, thanks everybody. We won't continue going down the road here. But there was something I did ask Helen, and I don't know if you and Nate read on it or not, but I was saying to Helen, it would be really nice if Joe could sort of step aside from his wonderful conviction, which I love him for, but make an executive order that says felons cannot run for president. And we both think that is impossible for him, because he won't do that, because he has already stood up and said, basically, I don't need immunity. I don't, with what the Supreme Court just did. But I'd still be interested in taking a look at that, if you wouldn't mind.
No, well, he's an old guy, and he's a conventional politician. Let's go behind the scenes, reach across the aisle, work with my compadres, in the Congress, and we'll come to a compromise. Yeah. And I think that's probably his greatest flaw. He does not recognize or won't acknowledge that it doesn't work that way anymore.
Well, it's interesting, but he did do the student loan thing after he was told he couldn't do the student loan thing. And he's done.
Did he though? Did he though? Or did he have good advice? I get that he had really good advice, and he listens to his advisors to a point. And yes, he maneuvered and maneuvered and maneuvered, and it's wonderful. Although my poor youngest daughter, she never qualifies. Every time they come up with a new group, we get all, and then no.
My daughter too, because she has private ones. And I told my daughter months ago she should have changed to because you can do that. You can go back to government. You can refinance it. And so she's paying out the nose. My daughter's paying out the nose to these.
I'll have to ask her. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's all just a blur of indebtedness. My entire. They all went to college. That's all I'll say.
So, Charlie, what do you mean he plans to reverse that? He's going to try to. I know he wants to reverse the SCOTUS decision, but doesn't that have to be done with a congressional mandate? I think that's the only thing that can overturn SCOTUS.
Which, fingers crossed, after the election, it'll happen. But
right. I know. Yeah, I get it. Yep. Hi, Amanda Carrion. It's nice to see you. Hello to anybody I might have missed coming in late. It's nice to see everybody here. All right. So what I get here is the claw. I get the claw. He would love to claw his way through to get some of these things changed, but he's at a plateau at this point. And so he's not really able to move forward. But this is another thing right now, according to the astrologers, we're at a point where we can't go forward, we can't go backwards because there's some kind of configuration in the sky that's not allowing for that right now. But then it brings up the airplane. So I'm going to bring up what happened on the airplane, everybody. Some of the psychics, and I've talked about this on another show, predicted that the Russian airplane that was on the tarmac in Dulles, sitting beside Trump's plane, sitting beside Arab Emirates' plane, might have had psychics on it from those places that were psychically attacking Joe during that debate.
Psychic warfare.
Yeah. And Russia's always had that way before we did.
Well, you read my mind.
Yeah.
You know, do you remember Stefan Schwartz that I've had on my channel who was helped to begin the government remote viewing program? Right. Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yes, they did. Yes. So I have a total, I'm not going to say 100% belief, but I really do believe that's possible. And the way that he was acting, and also they were saying that CNN had to go along with the microphone, that you couldn't hear Joe, or it cut out, or there was a lot of microphone problems during that debate as well as him being possibly psychically attacked. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I've got the King of Pentacles, which I always get for Trump, but I think could also stand for corporate money, you know, oligarchical type of money. And they're blocking Joe Biden's desire to share the wealth, you know, to make things comfortable for everybody. And this is a great sorrow, I guess is a good word, is the word that can you see that the light in here, it's just awful. Let me turn that around.
Is it the sun? Is it the sun? No.
What's the sun?
No, I mean, I thought the card was the sun. Oh.
No, I've got a light here so I can see, because I can't see. Yeah, so, you know, it's this disappointment. You know, he's a compassionate person, and it's a disappointment because this is what it's causing for people. Yes. You know, so there's a real battle going on, and it's like this, I would say chess game, but chess, you need to have brains for chess, and I don't think the other side is playing with a whole lot of brain cells, but no offense, allegedly. But
I agree. Well, I really do think it would help us if we sent, you know, whenever he was going to have any kind of, now he did fine apparently at the Wisconsin rally that he was at and a few others, but perhaps when he has to interact with the former guy, we need to send him as much love and affection as we can and try to surround that. And it sounds crazy, I know. But
no, I don't think it's crazy. I was just remembering Trump walking to the podium for the debate, and, you know, he lumbered, he glowered, he was malevolent. The energy is so negative, and I know that means no, never mind in the larger scheme of things. He is who he is, but it just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It does. Yeah, absolutely. And on Rachel Maddow's show, she has a podcast actually too, where she talks about how this fascist group was during another part of our country. This isn't a new thing here.
No.
Yeah, I know, Jamie. I think a lot of us had a headache after that. And that Havana syndrome, you have to wonder if somebody was sending him that as well. Yeah. Wow. Well, okay. Thank you, everybody. So Helen and I will do some readings from your questions that you have for a little while today, if that's all right with you, Helen.
Oh, I'm
Unless
eager.
you have something else that you want to bring up right now.
Oh God. No, thank you. I'm doing just fine. Well, I will say, can I say one thing? I will say one thing.
Yep.
So at at this point, it's not really a secret. I tried very hard not to advertise the book I was doing because I was afraid it would turn people away and they wouldn't want to pursue it, because I struggled with reading it myself. I didn't want to. I fought against it. It kept presenting itself. And when that happens, I learned to pay attention. And I came to this conclusion. Okay, so the book is about nuclear war. And I came to the conclusion that none of it's synchronistic that this book presented itself to be done this week of all weeks. Mm-hmm. All this stuff is secondary. It's important. I'm not minimizing it. Right. But when you go to vote on November 5th, no matter what your point of view is about any of this stuff or either candidate, there's only one issue that's existential and really scary, and that's the threat of nuclear annihilation. Mm-hmm. And ask yourself, who do you want controlling those decisions? From the moment of launch to the moment of decision, they have 6 minutes. Launch of the enemy, they have 6 minutes. And I know that Biden didn't make a persuasive argument for his ability to think on his feet, but he is surrounded by people with integrity.
Surrounded by great people. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Stephen Miller, who likes to encage children. It's terrifying. So ask yourself that. That's really the only question that matters, I think.
It really is. And some of people have said they watched it, your presentation, and it was pretty terrifying. But, we can take action on that by voting the right man in. And so it is important. It's an existential threat. Absolutely.
Well, we've been lied to also. They talk about nuclear disarmament. Yeah. And so it's down a few thousand to another 1,000, and it only takes one to be a problem. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. So I'm going to pull up this one first, since we're talking still a little bit about politics before I get into any personals. And Steve says, too many big Democratic donors said no more till he is taken down. How quickly will they come back? I heard Disney. Is there Amanda Disney or Anita Disney or something like that? Linda G, Keith said, was talking today, and she felt that this was going to blow over in about a month. But as far as, Biden, people will shut up about it. But it is interesting. I'll tell you what, I may not be a big donor, but I gave some money today to Joe. And I feel I will vote for Joe. I will. So I'm not worried about that part. Yeah.
Yeah. The nice old guy who's a little slow on the uptake, who has a strong support system, versus the psychopath. You decide.
Right. It doesn't, not too much.
Not a contest.
Not too much of a contest.
Democracy or fascism? You decide.
Yeah. Hi, R.D. Lewis. I don't blame you for giving up on corporate media. It's all right. So let's see.
Infotainment.
So what I have here is that I get the microphone first, Steve, and I'm getting this feeling that he's going to do really well when he's at his rallies. People are going to see the rallies, and maybe they'll put those rallies, a part of them, on at night, maybe. Last time, remember, it was COVID, so Barack Obama was out and people were blasting their horns, if you remember that. But I'm feeling like if they can do that, if they can put the microphone in his hand when he is talking and having his talking points given, then it will be easier for him to communicate, and people will then say, okay, he's fine to do this. It says here he's going to rebuild from the ashes, because he's really been smoked out. It was instantaneous, a lot of these people. I don't think they gave any thought to it, as far as how much closer we are to the time we have to vote.
It's July.
I know. And then it says here that people will remember the past memory of him and how well he's done and what he's done for us and what he continues to do for us. and what he is behind. They know they can depend on Joe Biden. That's what I'm getting. So,
Well, I got some really interesting cards. Okay,
okay.
the page of swords, sometimes called the spy in the camp. Somebody that can't be trusted, somebody who's claiming to be about truth, about justice, making intelligent decisions, cannot be trusted. Why? Because they're not thinking long term. They're short-sighted. You know,
Yep.
they're thinking, I don't know what they're thinking. He feels that he's been stabbed in the back and
Yep.
that he has been judged unfairly. And you know, this is the donors walking away with their money, and it's withholding and trying to control things with their money. But if they do that, here's the alternative: an
Mm-hmm.
authoritarian, a
Yeah.
dictator.
Yeah.
They need to
Mm-hmm.
widen their horizons.
Yep. Okay, Tammy. Well, that's interesting. Um, so there's a couple things here that I want to bring up that I've talked about on my shorts. And the first one was Russian bots. Russian bots are everywhere and they look exactly like regular people, and they're not. And you can tell sometimes by the A, it's in Cyrillic
Yeah,
because
I've
it's
seen
an
that.
American A.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely. Be careful because they're also trying to get into your accounts as well. So you've got to, you know, those clickbait, click here to go here, click here to go there. So we've got to know enough that we got to be careful of those type of things. And then the other thing, Tea Garden Chicken, thanks for bringing this back up again, is the Gish Gallop. And that is when a person throws a whole bunch of stuff that isn't true and is exactly what Trump did during the debate. And Joe, where does he start? He's got 60 seconds. And this guy is saying, oh, Joe did this, 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 and this. And where do you start? Where do you? And so even if he says, no, it's gaslighting, it's a form of gaslighting. And we know
We
that
used to call that diarrhea of the mouth.
of the mouth. That's right.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, Helen, you call it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So yeah, don't engage with the bots. But you know, it's like this AI thing that Dr. Ann and I have talked many times about. AI is for good and AI is for not good. There's
Yeah.
good and there's bad for everything.
It's about the intent.
Yeah, it is. Definitely
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Hi, Linda Kennedy. We need a badass graphic of a Jason Momoa rock-like Smurf with a dark Brandon attitude and plaster that everywhere. No words, just the graphic. That's perfect. I love that. Yay.
I don't know what any of that stuff is.
You don't know
But
who Jason Momoa is? He's a Hawaiian guy that's really handsome and he's very buff. And he could. Have you seen how Trump, they put him in like Terminator outfit?
no. See, I don't engage with social media. I just don't do it. I don't, you know, so I don't know. I do know who the Smurfs were.
Yes.
Oh, maybe you can answer this question for me. Why do they call Biden Brandon?
Oh, because it's supposed to be. Somebody said "fuck you, Biden," and they didn't want to say that, so yeah, "f you, Biden," but they said "let's go, Brandon." That's what they said. We didn't say "f you, Biden." We said "let's go, Brandon." So that's why he's called Brandon. Yeah.
I had no, I was like, what
Yep.
are they talking about?
Yeah. And that's why he goes dark Brandon when he puts on his sunglasses sometimes, and he and then his eyes, they have a little thing of him with his eyes all red. He's dark Brandon.
So is that a good thing? That's a good thing for him
yeah,
to be. Oh, okay.
he does it, yeah, and he does it.
Okay,
It's like he
okay.
recognizes it. But yeah.
Oh, he does know about it.
Yeah. Oh, he knows about it, and he knows
And he makes
what
fun of it.
means. Yeah.
Oh, well, what does it mean that I'm slower on the uptake than Biden? Oh my God.
Not on social media at all, so you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Yeah.
So sad.
I know. All right. Oh, was it Talladega years ago, and the reporter misunderstood what they were saying, "F you, Biden," and because one of the drivers' name was Brandon, they thought it was let's go, Brandon. Yeah, okay.
That's even better.
I hope you had a good shower, Carol. I hope you had a good shower. This is one thing that I totally agree with, and that is that there is a belief that the galactic families have already stepped in and not allowed nuclear weapons to be used, and they jam the devices if they've supposedly been used, because they don't want us to. They think we're really stupid, and that,
Oh, well, they might be right.
well, yeah, they're trying to save us. They go in there to save us. So, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so here we go. Nancy, will the used SUV we plan to get be a good purchase for our family? All right. Just make sure you check under the hood, you know? It's going to
Well, there's a
be.
certain element of irony asking me, of all people, about reliable cars. But since this is not about me reading the cards, I'll probably do better. You know what I mean?
That's true. So I have that it will have a lot of gentle strength for you, but it might be, and it probably is, gas guzzler. This is going to crack Helen up. Just you wait. I pulled the rosary, and when I pull the rosary, I say you don't have to be Catholic in order to. It's mostly You'll be protected.
Okay. My mother, I have to laugh. We never got in the car to go anywhere without my mother pulling out holy water and sprinkling holy water out of all. I'm a nervous person in a car because my mother used to hang onto the dashboard and pray while we drove. Oh my God. Okay, so I got that you're uncertain about the decision, that you're really,
Yeah.
do I want it or not? There's a real element of uncertainty. And here we go. This is a very positive card. My mind just went blank. Oh my God. The High Priestess. So, couldn't remember the name of the card, dear God. And the High Priestess, which is about inner wisdom. I think what this is saying is if you're feeling uncertain, listen to your intuition. You'll know. You'll feel it. Yeah.
You'll feel it. Yep.
Yeah.
But be prepared to pay probably more in gas. That's one of the things, because an SUV would do that, I think. So yeah. Jo says maybe it would be a good idea to get a St. Christopher emblem for the dash, but of course he's been desainted.
We had one of those. Let me see. Crosses made out of Palm Sunday fronds.
Yeah.
Holy water things in every room. You walk into a room. I could go on and on. When we moved into our house when I was little, they brought a priest in to bless every room.
Oh, did you wear a mantilla? Did you wear a mantilla to go?
Oh, yes. And we said grace before every meal.
I bet you did.
October's and May. One is the month of the Rosary. One is the month of the Blessed Virgin. I spent those months on my knees in the living room saying the Rosary every night. And look, it didn't take.
And now you have to use knee pads if you go back,
No.
All right. So, Davy Jones, your relationship, you wonder about your relationship. All right. Let's see what we can find out. Hopefully you're still here, Davy. All right. And then I have Anya and Wiki and Craig. Next.
Is that too loud?
That's okay.
That's okay.
Well, so what I get is that perhaps you two have been going out to parties or social events, doing some socializing and enjoying that, but that there is some shedding that's required. I don't know if it's the death of the relationship or a transformation in your relationship, but there's something about it that's saying that it may actually not be the relationship that is the best for you. The next card I get is because sometimes you feel like you hit a brick wall. So I don't know if that's true or not. But I did pull up another card just for clarity, and I get the evil eye. And it says you are protected. But I kind of wonder if this relationship, the person gets very jealous. very jealous. I'm seeing that in this particular card. So that might not work for you if that person is a jealous person.
That's interesting because I kind of got a bit similar.
Okay.
A lot of
Okay.
issues, a lot of conflict about a lot of small things too, but there's something that hasn't been spoken, some sort of, I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups, some kind of secret. One person is really not being fully honest, transparent, and the other person is a bit of a visionary, somebody who has an intuition about these sorts of things. And the advice is to look within, take some time in quiet and introspection, decide what your priorities are, really ask yourself, does this serve you? And depending on the answer, maybe it's time to move into a quieter, calmer
Yeah,
waters. Yeah.
that's what I'm getting too.
I'm sorry. I always like it when I get the happy ones.
I know we don't like to
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
anybody bad news, yeah. But yeah, if this person has a jealousy issue, for sure, you're gonna want to steer clear of that. Hi, light and love. Hi, Jeff. It's nice to see you. What rider weight are you using? Jeff wants to know.
Who, me?
Which, yeah,
Oh, these ones here?
yeah.
Okay. This is the Golden Art Nouveau tarot that's on Amazon.
Oh,
And this is the Golden Tarot by Kate Black, also on Amazon. It's Renaissance and medieval art. And I haven't pulled these out yet. I forgot. This is a new deck I just got, and it's the United States of
oh,
Tarot.
yes,
It's
yes.
the best.
Awesome.
And I'm rotating them because I seem to be getting a lot of the same cards, and I don't know if I'm just not shuffling. I thought I was. The advice of the angels.
Wonderful.
Now, this United States of Tarot is on Etsy.
Yep. Cool. That's awesome. All right. So
Next
we've
2
got
months.
Paula Ravita. You're interested in the next 2 months? Okay. Well, I am too, because we still got 2 more months of summer.
She means herself and her life.
I know.
Okay. Alice.
I know. It isn't all about me.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So I see you're sort of coming to the end of a negative cycle, and you're going into positive cycle and positive growth. You've been feeling kind of tied up in the karmic cycle. This looks like you're going to finally break loose of that. It says you're going to be looking for more meaning and discovering your life purpose because you're doing more of your own soul work. So there you go, Paula. And then I get fragmentation. Right now, you might feel that at that time that too many things either are going on or you're presented with too many options. It's like, should I stay or should I go? Do I go get Mexican or Italian or what kind of, it's like you have too many choices. So you're just going to have to discern what it is from that and cull them out and make your own decision. And finally, it says that your search for knowledge and discovering your own truth in your spiritual path is coming up. So I think you'll be doing great.
That's so weird because that's kind of what I got. I different kind of cards, but
Yeah.
so I got the Tower. Don't freak out. You're in flux. Everything is chaotic and not settled. And then I got Death. Don't freak out again, because what death is about is change, and change. So they tell me, I'm a Taurus. I don't know if I believe this, but change is positive. Change is a good thing. So there's going to be a resolution to the uncertainty and upset in your life. And the path to that is the King of Cups. Ask yourself, what emotions are serving me and what emotions are holding me back? And also what people who have positive and negative emotions in my life are positive and negative influence in my life, and that will bring resolution, justice, truth.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ah, very nice, very nice. I have to tell you, Dr. Ann, that Michelle on the show where we do sacred places and soul gifts, spirit gifts. I'm supposed to live. My best place to live is in Australia, in Sydney. And
Well, I got news for you. After reading this book on nuclear war, the best place for anybody to live is Australia.
oh, really? Okay. Well,
Australia, New Zealand, yeah.
that's where she is.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, good, Paula. I'm glad, dear. I'm glad that helped.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah.
It's always good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So, Anya's, we were talking all about the government and how depressing it all was. So, she just got herself some ice cream. And so,
Oh, what flavor?
well, she likes, is it Talenti with, is it black raspberry or with chocolate chips in it or something? Yeah.
I'm living vicariously.
I know. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Anyway.
Ice cream, you know, it's the top and the bottom of the food pyramid. You know that, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My husband is the worst. Everything for him has to come from ice cream. He found the best ice cream and he bought 5 gallons of it because he didn't want to run out of it.
What is it?
It's
I have to know.
chocolate ganache from Kroger. It's their brand.
Oh.
Their brand. Yeah.
Okay.
Gelato. Yeah, gelato. Mm-hmm. Amanda says she was brought up in the Catholic Church, Mass every day, Catholic school and CCD. My mother would pray before we went on a trip or if the
weather was bad.
Oh, no, now I've knocked out
no, but we know what her question was.
What can you remind
It was
me?
about, she's moved into a home. I think she said April. And how long do we see her staying in that? Now, you know, we can't give you dates and times because, time has no meaning. But shall I tell you what I got?
Sure.
Okay.
Please do. Yeah.
The Hierophant and the Sun. So apparently this move has been a very positive move for you. And then I got the 4 of Pentacles, and I don't know for sure, does that mean it's a struggle to pay for it, or does that mean you're saving money because of this move? But ultimately, the 2 of Cups, this is in some way moving into this place has been kind of a cooperative venture. I don't know if you got financial help from somebody or support in the sense of we're going to go ahead and give you that loan, that kind of thing. Some sort of support from people around you, either family, friends, or business. It needs a lot of fixing. Oh, welcome to my life. And I think Aley might have a few hints about that.
I'm still sitting in my kitchen this morning. But you know what, Anya? I got ladybugs. I mean, you've got good luck at this house, actually.
The sun.
Right,
yeah.
And it's gonna and we already know it's gonna boost your creativity, hun. So look at that. Creative projects, creative love. And finally, you love being online from that home, and you might be able to eventually have an online business.
Wow.
Even though we're not in business necessarily, we're not making too much money here, Helen and I, but we do work from home, so we don't have to commute anywhere. So there's that, right?
Yeah. I got a word of advice for you. I've lived in my house now for over 40 years. My house is 115 years old. Yeah. And it has never, in all those decades, not been a construction site. Some place in my home is always being worked on. It was recently the kitchen sink. So.
Yep. I hear you.
It's normal, Anya. Just know that this is normal. This is what you're going to.
It is. Yep. All right, Wiki, you'd love a message from guides, spiritual journey. Okay, gotta switch cards.
Ask the angels.
Uh-huh. I used to love, did you ever watch The Thornbirds? The old
I read the book.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Well, remember Richard Chamberlain, Dr. Kildare. He was in there. He was in the Thornbirds, and of course, he was a gay man playing a priest.
Oh, seriously? I didn't know he was gay. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was.
Huh.
Yep. All right. So what I have is it's time to reevaluate your present circumstances and make changes where changes are needed. Wiki. It says in order for things around you to change, you have to change your inner dialogue. So know that you need to change your dialogue to things already are in the present happening that you want to happen in the future. It must be now because that's the only thing the universe understands. And it says, get ready for a miracle because you're in the midst of a divine intervention once you do those things. I say that's pretty good reading there.
Wow, we got the same thing. Okay, I got death, which is change,
Change.
just the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new one. You're going to have some choices, and they're going to be kind of material, three-dimensional world choices. You know, it's not like voting or moral decisions. These are practical choices about, I don't know, this is money, but it can be about maybe a job, or it can be about housing, or just something practical, something real world. But the changes that you make, should you decide to make them, will be positive. You'll end up being satisfied with the results.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Wow. There you go, girl. That's great. All right. All right. So we have Craig, and Craig's cousin Loretta she's a pain in the butt. And everything's all about her. But he gave her some space. She's still being awful. I had to give her distance and time. And Clara and my mom, Martha, are they okay with the decision? I'm tired of being nice. You know what, Craig? I don't blame you because I was told today that I have to be careful because I give people too many chances myself. And I know I do. I do that with my students. And they always end up screwing me over. One of my students, I tried to help him 5 or 6 times during the semester, and he didn't do his work. And so he failed the class. And now the dean's all over me. It's amazing.
I thought that was the point of a class. You got graded, and if you learned the stuff, you got a decent grade, and then you passed the class. And if you didn't do your work, you didn't pass the class. So the rules have changed?
Yes, because if you didn't know this already, Helen, young people are bringing, I think it's 60% of young people, or maybe it's 30%, bring their parents to their job interview.
Oh, I heard that. I heard it's 60%. It's over 60%. Can you imagine? Oh my God. First of all, I would have been so embarrassed.
Yeah, there's no accountability for anything. It's like everything's a business.
Can I ask some questions? So Loretta, and we're talking, all these people are still with us. They're all alive.
Clara is Clara Bow. That's his. She was a silent movie star.
I wondered about being alive or not. I know who Clara Bow is, the It Girl.
And Mom Martha is deceased as well, and that's why he's asking.
Oh, that's why I was asking about that. Are they okay with the decision? You're tired of being nice. Okay. Well, I pulled out my United States of America tarot because of Loretta and boundaries. So,
let's see here. All right.
Isn't that funny? I had a feeling that not everybody was with us in the flesh. Yeah.
So, Craig, they're saying, Craig, you have my heart. Clara says it and Mom says it, and may not be in your heart to be cruel or not be nice or whatever, but you have to protect yourself. That's what I'm getting, Craig. You have to protect yourself, and it's really hard for people that have empathy or that are kind or considerate or compassionate. But I get here that she is so unpredictable that it's very, very difficult to know what this woman will do next. And so both Clara and Mom are 20/20. They can see because they're up there, they can see. They're worried more for you, and they want you to take care of yourself, and be secure and stable and be your own anchor. And if she's being awful, then you don't need to be nice, or you don't need to stick your neck out. You just don't have to. Or you can set a boundary, one or the other. That's what I'm getting from them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing, Craig, was boundaries, boundaries, boundaries,
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yep.
You have to decide for yourself, taking time, not being emotional about it, what serves you, what protects you, what's reasonable and fair. And then that's a hard no after that. You just really have to stick to your guns. You have to be strong. The Two of Pentacles. Decide what it is that you're okay with and what not okay with.
Yeah.
And it's non-negotiable. She will push the boundaries. She will try in every which way to get away with whatever she can get away with. This is a karmic lesson for you, the world. Learning how to be firm. But you establish the parameters of what's okay. The Four of Wands, this is going to give you a strong structure under which you can exist amicably. And as far as Clara and your mother, they're good with it. They're like, yeah, just this is your lesson to learn, and they know that. So they're supportive of you dealing with your karma, and they're not judging what you decide to do. They're just wanting you to make choices. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. That's true. Loretta also claims she's a witch. Okay. Well.
Okay. Well.
She is. She is a witch. She's not a nice person. So
surround yourself with light. You're fine. Yeah. It's about intention. You're a good person. You're fine.
Oh my! I just have to put this up. It's not a question, but Michael Grant says he's in the 9th circle of hell, 3 miles from Eileen Cannon's court, having practiced the black arts therein. Yes,
I love Michael Grant.
Making us laugh. Yeah, thank you. That's really funny.
The 9th circle of hell. I'll save you a seat.
Oh, that was enjoyed. That was a good laugh. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm stressed out. Do my guides or husband Phil have advice?
Her husband Phil.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. At least you know you're in good company, right?
True.
Advice.
The right card. All right. Okay. So, Chris, your gifts actually are waiting to be ignited. And they're like, all I can say is they're all around you, and they're just saying, hello, we want to help you. We want to help you. So your guides are speaking with you and surrounding you. And of course, probably your husband, Phil, is one of your new guides, because they can do that, become one of your guides. But they want you to know that you have the power. You have the power because you have gifts, and all of us have gifts. We may not recognize what they are, but we do have them. The second card I get is they want you to make sure that your whole self, that your body, mind, and spirit are balanced. So if that means you have to take more time for self-care in one area over the other, then that's what you need to do. It's important for you in order for you to feel like you're successful. So they're saying, and maybe Phil's even saying, don't be fearful. I know you're stressful. I know you're stressed out. I mean, but don't wallow in fear. Don't allow that to happen to yourself. And then it shows here success. So it's saying light yourself up with love and with best possibility, and the knowledge that you are surrounded and loved by so many, including guides and angels and your ancestors. So that's what Phil is and the others are saying to you.
Chris, I think we'd be worried about you if you weren't stressed. Life these days is stressful. The energy is just stressful. And so we have to learn how to cope with that. And one of the ways is the Eight of Pentacles. You're being given the advice to take some time, and I hate to say this, it sounds like such a Pollyanna, and you know how Eeyore is my spirit animal. Count your blessings. You're being reminded by your guides, by your husband, that you actually have things to be grateful for. Like Aley said, you have gifts. One of the things you can look back on, happy times. Some people don't have that. Some people have nothing as a foundation, but you do. Be grateful for that and ask yourself which of those emotions and memories from the past are supporting me and helping me now. Evaluate that. Ask yourself which of them, enjoy the nostalgia. Think of the good times with him, the good things of the past. Don't let grief and sadness from the past overwhelm you. Realize you have a moral compass, something else a lot of people don't have. You have a moral compass, and that is your strength. You have, and do you see the angel wings? Sorry, everything's backwards. The angel wings behind the emperor.
Yeah.
Your guides are protecting you. And then I pulled a divine feminine card, it's an oracle card. And it's interesting because I don't know who any of these goddesses are. So let's go with it. I'll show you the picture.
Oh,
I'm thinking it's from India, right? And I'm going to pronounce it wrong, and I apologize. I'll do my best. Machi Glabdron. And this is so interesting because what did we just both say? The diamond-hearted Dakini. Strength. It's about being strong. And the writing is so small that I need a magnifying glass. Hold on. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free, which is what this essentially is saying. Yeah.
Wow. Much love to you, Chris. It's hard to get used to a life with a partner who is no longer with us, and it's like a reinvention.
Yeah.
And so we want you to know we support you here and love you.
I hope you have a support system. Try to reach out to people. Don't be shy about reaching out for comfort and help, companionship.
Yep. Light and Love says, she's all alone in the world. No family. Will this ever change? Will I ever find love? I don't mind being alone, but someone to love me would be nice. Mom died of COVID in 2021. I am so sorry, my dear. Yeah, I am so sorry.
First of all, you're not alone in the world. You're not alone, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Here we are. Anytime. You know my email anytime. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Let's see what the cards have to say.
Absolutely. Amanda and Paula O, I've got you up next. So, oh my God.
What?
Oh, the
What?
cards, the cards. Oh. So what have I got for you? I have marriage. Can't make this up. It says here that you should be able to attract a long-term partner. It might be that this person has been married before and is divorced, but there is somebody out there for you. If you're interested in meeting them, be open and available, but you might have to go to places that you can meet people. I mean, you can't really usually sit at home and and hope to meet somebody. The next thing is that you got an unfinished puzzle. So this is the missing piece in your life that you're feeling. And they're saying you're going to find the puzzle piece if eventually here, that you've been going through a painful sacrifice and life had tested you. And I think that must have been with mom's death. So, that's a horrible way to die, number one, and a horrible loss to have when our mother goes. But, it's been 3 years now. Hopefully you've been able to reestablish yourself. And finally, it says, in order to love others, you must nurture yourself first, which we always hear, but it's asking you to make sure you love yourself, because you can then give yourself over to somebody else, and you can also nurture yourself. And the first love that we have to have is self-love. So there you go.
I'm so sorry about your mother. This COVID thing, I swear, is going to be a trauma unacknowledged for at least another generation. I think we have no full understanding of the trauma that has done to us. But here are the cards. The Hanged Man, you're feeling stuck. You know that. You don't know what to do moving forward. We get the Seven of Cups, which is about a multitude of choices, maybe a multitude of emotions, and not knowing quite what direction to go in. How to feel connection.
Yep.
That's the choice at hand. The Two of Wands. You need to decide how you will address this. Like, what action will you take? And I got an inspiration about that. But you make that choice. You take that action. You proceed with what it is you're going to do. And I'm not making this up. The Two of Cups. You're going to find, I would not go so far as to commit to saying it's marriage, but I would say you will definitely make emotional connections and feel a sense of community. And the reason I'm saying community is because the best way to take yourself out of yourself and feel connected is to do service to others.
Yeah.
Some kind of volunteer thing. And it doesn't have to be formal. It can just be bring some flowers from your yard to a neighbor. That, I know it's just a bad example, but yeah.
No, but it's a good one. Check on your neighbor. Make sure your neighbor is okay. Yeah. Or do you need anything? I'm going to the store. Those things really matter. Or even smiling at somebody in the grocery store.
They make a huge, huge difference. They've done studies that if you smile at somebody that you ordinarily wouldn't smile at, when they go home, they feel good. They go home, the people they live with feel good without them saying anything. And that energy is felt by a third generation of people. I mean, it's just a ripple effect.
It's amazing.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're most welcome, light and love. We try to bring each other up as much as we possibly can in some of these shows. So thank you very much. All right. So the next one I have, this is just a question you had, Amanda. When you talk about the bots, are you talking about the ones on the phone? Yes, and there's some that are in X, in Threads, in Instagram, in Facebook, in all of those things. And they look like they're real people. I mean, they have names. And
a couple of years ago, I was getting a lot of comments that were obviously Russian bots. And they were hilarious because they used Cyrillic letters. And they didn't really speak English. They kind of thought they did, but they were hilarious. So I just send them on their way. Yeah.
There you go. Wow. Michael Grant and Carol Lamb, you're having quite a conversation.
I want to know. Can you read on my daughter?
I want to go into Paula first because her daughter-in-law was at the intersection on January 6th.
What's the intersection?
I don't know unless I think it means insurrection.
Oh, yeah, she just typed it in the spell corrector. Yeah. I can't stand being around her. I'm so sorry.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. My oldest friend in the world. Full head to toe Trump regalia on the steps of the Capitol building.
Oh, really?
I thought
Oh,
I was going to die. My husband came downstairs and said, "You want to see this picture?" Because he does Facebook. I can't be bothered.
right.
And
Yeah.
I thought I could feel my heart getting irregular. Yeah, it was
Wow.
shocking. So you know what, Paul? I feel it. I feel your pain.
Yeah. Wow.
So what? So
Wow.
we'll use our United States of America tarot
Yeah, there
because
you
it
go.
seems
She's got
appropriate, right?
these cards she has are cool. Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. So, um, yeah, you don't have to talk to her. I mean, I know she's your daughter-in-law, but and the hardest part is that your son, this has divided families really incredibly badly. So you're looking for something easy, and a cupcake is easy to pick up and eat. So that's why I got the cupcake. The cupcake is saying personal satisfaction is the most important thing here. It's almost like Craig's question. Um, the reason you can't stand being around her is because you know where her ethics and values aren't, and they conflict with what yours are. Um, she's been trying to impress others with this "I was there" thing. I don't know. Has she gone through any kind of trial? Did they find her? Did they see her? I don't know. Um, she wanted,
Litigation.
yeah, she wanted the attention from this. Um, you need to be strategic in how you handle it. I don't know if there's grandchildren, so of course that would be very difficult for you if there were. So you need to be as strategic as possible, and that's probably why you just tolerate her if you need to, because that's a difficult line to walk. But it says great things to come. I'm only going to say that it would be wonderful if after all this BS goes by, that these people become deprogrammed and they realize what they've done and they make amends. Whether or not that happens, I don't know, but it could very well be that you'll be able to tell her exactly how you feel about it, depending on how long in the future you'll be having that discussion. Because I think I know they did that with Hitler's Germany. I mean, it was the same thing. They had just the discussions, but you couldn't have them during what was going on. So,
I'd like to recommend a book,
okay.
The Cult of Trump by Stephen Hassan, Hassan. Paula, I think you might find it very useful. He was inadvertently, as a kid, got dragged into a cult, was saved by breaking his legs in a car wreck. His family was able to whisk him away from the cult, and he's become an expert on cult deprogramming. He's a PhD in Dr. Stephen Hassan. And this book is partly about the cult of personality that is the Trump MAGA thing, and partly about how do you deal with family members who've been sucked into a cult. It's very helpful. Having said that, the Prince of Cups, Jared. So, that's the being offered stuff that you just really would prefer not to have anything to do with. I like the phoenix here, rising from the ashes of all this nonsense is the phoenix. Mm-hmm. This is the insurrection, the trying to get away with things. The Three of Wands reversed, Elon Musk. The lack of foresight, the lack of understanding about what this damage is doing long term. But they're going to be stopped, right? They're going to be the losers. And what is going to determine that? Compassion. Oprah. They need more Oprah. The Princess of Cups. What this is saying is the only way around this is through it with love.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling.
And when you got that figured out, Paula, let me know. Because I've lost my 5 closest friends to this.
Wow.
And, well, I don't want to talk about family, but that too.
A lot of us have. Yeah. Paula, good luck to you, my dear. We have
You'll be okay.
We have one more reading, and then we're gonna go because Helen's going on with Sherry in a little over a half an hour, and she needs to take a break.
Sherry stays up all night waiting for me.
I know. So yeah, we'll do that. But Jo, I like your question, and also Jo says, as a public service announcement, please, people, be checking your bank and charge cards for fraudulent transactions. She was hit last week with the fraud monitoring due to your Visa caught it. Very important to do. Always check your accounts, check your credit report. And thank you for bringing that up. It's very urgent to do that. My husband actually, about 10 years ago, somebody tried to buy a car with his name, we had all kinds of problems, and the police did nothing about it. So, yeah, thank you, Jay.
Our bank, it's a small town here. Our bank is really, I mean, we know them by name, They're really pretty good. They called up my husband. Somebody had charged $1,000 of stuff on his credit card. I know.
Scary. I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but I kind of live paycheck to paycheck, and I don't need my credit card being.
Oh, hey, what's a paycheck? No, I know. Could you put cards on the next census?
So, this is interesting. I agree with you. I do believe we've been misled. And actually, I still would like to read Fauci's book. I would really like to, because it just came out a little while ago. But can we pull cards on what the next census will reveal? Will it reveal whether or not we've been lied to?
In the sense that more people died?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. So you're going to laugh at my cards because they're my crazy cards. But because the weirdo was in office and this whole thing was just like a huge tornado that came through and wiped us all out, a lot of things were put away and stored in a cave. In other words, yeah, there's a lot hidden.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you something. My husband just told me today that real estate in Japan has plummeted the cost of it because nobody's having babies.
Right.
They have all these empty houses and apartments. So there's that.
Yeah.
The same thing is starting to happen here in the United States. The birth rate has plummeted. And some would argue, overpopulation, so maybe it's a good thing. The problem is, if there's no next generation, who's going to wipe our bottoms in the nursing home? You know what I mean? Seriously. So the answer to your question is, there has been no moral authority. We have been misled. Absolutely.
Yep.
About the suffering of the people. And I'm not making this up. And the deaths.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Doesn't surprise me. And plus, Mary's true. It's still taking a toll on our health and financially. People with long COVID, it's still there, and we're just ignoring it. People are still getting it.
We're still quarantining. Yes, both of us have health issues. I haven't been out in public in so long. I don't know how to talk to people. It's terrible.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Michael Grant, we talked about Trump's jet being with the Russian
dictator one. Michael, I have to tell you, you give me so much joy. You're so funny, and all of the wit comes from a place of intelligence. It's just delightful. Okay, the Russian embassy aircraft partner.
He's had Judge Cannon as his judge.
I know. How many documents were transferred in the alcohol?
And Carol said she met Ginny and Clarence Thomas back in 2004.
Ooh, I hope she took a shower when she went home. Well, Michael, the real question is not how many classified documents were transferred in the alcohol cards. The real question is how many are still in the airplane bathroom.
That's true. Ripped up and thrown down the toilet. Yeah.
Oh God, I know. We laugh so we don't cry.
I know. Absolutely.
So what's the question? How many classified were transferred? So what changed hands? Basically, is what we really want to know.
I know they did. They have to have changed hands. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for a price. I was explaining reality, what's her name? Reality.
Oh,
My brain
reality
just
winner.
went into my
Reality winner.
husband. To my husband today, he'd never heard of her.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. So those documents are on the open road. Um, they're being held down by rocks, which wouldn't surprise me. You know, they may be underneath some kind of something, so they don't know. Hidden. Or where there's smoke, there's fire. So I'm guessing. I think they probably were traded over. Um, I don't know how many though. I have no idea. But he's got so many that, and I'm sure he still has some at Mar-a-Lago that he just has. They didn't find.
So we get the Two of Swords reversed. We're talking here about compromises, choices, right?
Yep.
Check this picture out. The Prince of Pentacles. Who does that look like?
And it would be him doing it. Yeah. Don Jr., right?
Yeah. We're talking about wheeling and dealing and money, right?
Yep.
Which is an assault to the King of Swords. We're talking about a situation that challenges honesty, smarts, integrity.
Yeah.
And look what we get at the end. The moon.
Oh.
Yeah. Deception, lies.
Yeah.
Things that have not been revealed yet.
Yeah. Wow. So both Cash Peters and Kim Carey got the same images, info via the Wi-Fi. Okay. Wow. Thanks, Carey.
Same images of what, these jets?
Probably the ability to see that there were documents that were exchanged. I'm guessing. Yeah. 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 Okay. Our government will watch for the false info to surface. Yeah.
Well, Reality Winner was basically a whistleblower. She was a translator for the NSA. And she found a document. She stumbled on this document that proved Russian interference, 2016. And who gets in trouble? She does.
Yeah, I know. Yep. Which is, it's always the little guy, girl, whatever, little guy or little girl. It's never the ones with the money, never the ones that are, and that's the way they want to keep it, obviously, through Project 2025. But yeah.
Oh, God.
Exchanging classified documents. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Helen, for being here with me tonight.
It was so much fun.
It was fun. And thank you, everybody else, for your questions and your comments and all the love in the chat. And we'll try to come back in 2 weeks again. I'm trying to give Helen a break in between some of these weekends. But I know that she's also on with Sherry and in about a half an hour. So send them the love if you need to.
Thank you, Aley, for inviting me. I really enjoy it so much. And thanks to everybody who takes the time to listen to our nonsense. No.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Night, night.